Why Pi Network has the potential to be one of the world's most important blockchains. Pi Network has the potential to enable the global public to use cryptocurrencies. Community-based blockchain provides financial freedom. The use of blockchain technology is unmatched in the industry, after gaining global popularity in recent years. Pi Network is one of the blockchain chains, which is taking the world by storm. The network in the mainnet remains closed, is a new digital currency that gives pioneers the opportunity to mine Pi for free. Here are a few reasons why Pi Network is one of the most important blockchain chains in the world with an open main network. First, Pi Network is degraded, so there is no central authority to control the network. Instead, Pi Network relies on users to verify transactions, so it is more secure than other centralized systems. This neutralization is achieved through an agreement algorithm, which allows users to collect Pi coins on mobile devices. Second, the Pi network is designed to be accessible to all. Unlike other cryptocurrencies, which require high-cost mining equipment, Pi can be mined using mobile devices. This access means anyone can join the network, and earn Pi coins with just a smartphone. This feature could make cryptocurrencies available to the masses, allowing them to be more widely accepted and adopted. Third, Pi Network has a strong user community. The network has attracted millions of users worldwide, and that number is growing rapidly. The community is actively involved in the development of the network, and new features are regularly added based on user feedback. This community-based approach allows the network to continuously evolve to meet user needs. The protocol boasts more than 45 million pioneers in the decentralized finance (DeFi) ecosystem. Third, Pi Network focuses on sustainability. Unlike other cryptocurrencies and blockchains, which rely on energy contract mining processes, Pi Network's mobile mining algorithm is designed to be environmentally friendly. This reduces the environmental impact of cryptocurrency mining, and makes it more sustainable in the long run. Finally, Pi Network has the potential to bring the traditional financial system into disarray. By providing decentralized digital currencies and blockchain access, mobile mining has the potential to challenge existing financial institutions and payment systems. This can lead to greater financial freedom for individuals, and a fairer financial system overall. Pi Network has a number of features that give it an edge, to be one of the most important blockchains in the world. It has become a unique and promising blockchain with a focus on analytics, accessibility, community, sustainability, and containment. As the network continues to grow, it will be interesting to see how it affects the crypto world and beyond. A share from Pi News. In this article you will learn about pricing. Discuss the value of Pi and some of the things that affect the price. I know there is a big divide around Pi values, and everyone has their own ideology about how things should or should be. Therefore, I feel the need to serve the community by sharing my thoughts. Instead of shoving and forcing an ideology down your throat, I wanted to explore themes from different dimensions. I'm here to satisfy your Pi curiosity, not to sell you anything. Enjoy. Important. I recommend reading my previous post, which covers the basics of Pi networking. By reading the article you get the full picture. 1. How much is Pi worth? 2. What is the value of Pi? 3. How much will Pi be worth in 5 years? You are not alone if you ask those questions. Countless people, myself included, have asked those questions before, asked them now, and will ask them for years to come. Surprisingly, every time I talk to someone about the value of Pi, they think of a number or a range of numbers. What's interesting is the ideology behind those valuations, and the different scenarios that could lead to those valuations. I've heard hundreds of ideas, scenarios, silly excuses, and everything in between. They confused me and made me question everything. Why? Why do people think differently about the value of Pi? With all the history of previous coin launches and value formation, is valuing Pi simple? What is the correct calculation? What is the most likely scenario? In my quest for knowledge, I search for answers. However, like you and everyone else, I don't have a phaseball pair to see the future and give you accurate results. Instead, allow me to dissect two of today's key questions and draw some conclusions for you. Let's start with the easiest one. 1. How much is pi worth? Note: price and value are different things. Keep it in mind. Some time ago the official FAQ stated, the value of pi is 0. That was before the mainnet migration started about a year ago. Since then, the entire segment has been removed from the FAQ. Today, if you go to CoinMarketCap to check the price of pi, it has a chart and current valuation that tracks pi. However, it is not possible to trade real pi on exchanges, as those connections are blocked by firewalls. The chart you see there tracks the pi IOU, is definitely not a real pi, and certainly does not reflect or simulate a real pi transaction. Additionally, Pi Network visionary and co-founder Dr. Nicholas Kokkalis once stated, "Pi deserves what the pioneers made it worth." Okay, but someone says pi is 0. Some say it's $314,159, and there are loads of people somewhere in between. So which is right now? The truth right now is, it depends. Here's why. Every pioneer has a different story and stats. For example, a person who has been mining 3000 pi for more than 2 years, and has not moved to mainnet with some balance available, has a different opinion from someone that some pi has moved to mainnet and even traded to obtain real goods and services. With each pioneer's situation so different, people perceive the value of pi very differently. If you successfully complete the mainnet checklist, then you will transfer some of your balance to mainnet pi, and now have some pi to spend on goods and services. However, since less than 10% of the total user base of the Pi network is moved to the mainnet, the available balance for those users is very small. The cannot exchange pi for fiat, crypto, rule and pi are not globally traded on exchanges. People can only exchange peer-to-peer with others, and a limited number of community-created decentralized applications. All of this creates different views on the value of pi today. A lot of things will change if e.g. pi has been traded globally, or if the user has migrated will have most of their balance instead. There are some people who still can't trade pi. There are some people who can but can't find a good deal they want to trade pi for. Some are actively buying, some are actively selling, some have DApps accept pi, and so on. All those people use different goggles to gauge the value of pi today. If you are providing goods or services to pi, you will price pi lower. If you're buying, of course, you want the best deal. So let's just say, the value of pi right now is so much more. To add fuel to the fire, when trading goods and services for pi, pricing will vary between transactions. That is because there is currently no market value of pi, as it is not listed on any exchange, and can be traded globally. So instead, people talk to each other. For example, I could easily buy a lighter from almost anyone, with a pi valuation of $314,159, because quite a few people have one, and the value of the transaction is negligible. However, can I buy a home at that valuation? That is more or less impossible. Even finding a seller is a challenge, but if you find someone selling you a house for pi, they will ask thousands, tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of pi. In short, pi can be mined for free. There is no market value for the pi. The price of pi changes from transaction to transaction, as people attach different valuations to pi on each transaction. If you find a good deal, or a trustworthy buyer, seller, then it's time to go see or negotiate the price of pi for the transaction. To make life easy for all of us, pi will need a market price, and for that we need to reach the open mainnet stage, when pi can be listed on global exchanges around the world. 2. What is the value of pi? I would argue, what is the value of pi? Is a more complicated topic. What is the price of pi? So let's find out. Values are relative and subjective. About value, it's relative. Assuming you live in a town. You can get free water from the faucet in your house. Ask the neighbors for some. Go the old way and come to a well. Or even pay a very low price for some water in the supermarket and more. Anyway, who cares about water when there are countless ways to reach it near you, right? It's very low cost and very accessible. Therefore, the value of water is insignificant, since you can always have some. What about in the middle of the desert? Would you pay $10 for a bottle of water in a scorching hot desert? About $100 for a glass of water after a hot day? What you will give granted to some countries to survive? The context of changing values. About value is subjective. Some things seem more objective than others. A higher quality car, for example, can sell for more than a lower quality car. But that exact value still depends on the individual buyer, and how they subjectively interpret the value of that quality. Simply put, a Mercedes may be a higher quality car than some other brands. However, not everyone can afford a Mercedes, or a high-quality car. Similar, higher quality is not worth much more to them, even though it is to others. These strongly influence the valuation of pie around the world. Instead of being fashionable and going to work in useful hours to earn Y amount of money, you help secure and grow the pie network in various ways. In return, you get some pie. All the actions you have taken to earn more pie come from various resource investments, mainly time and creativity, but sometimes money. E.g., pay electricity to keep your computer running all the time so that the node runs 24 out of 7. How do we evaluate something that just takes our time and creativity? Unsurprisingly, very different each other. Man's most precious and inexhaustible resource is time. It's what we all have that will eventually run out. We just don't know when, so most try to make the most of it, before it's too late. Some have built businesses and made a lot of money, so their time is precious, arguably worth much more in terms of money, than someone who is a college student and a novice. At Pi Network, we have people from all over the world who use the free mobile app to mine Pi differently, and perform various tasks to accumulate even more Pi. This is the same across all pioneers. Keep this important fact in mind, and accept the fact that everyone has different opinions on the subject. It's not as simple as 1 + 1 = 2. Time also plays an important role in the calculation. It seems that most pioneers value Pi more over time, but exactly for how long? And investors will value Pi as how to invest. The open mainnet will set the stage for real price discovery to begin. That will be a new chapter and certainly not the end of the story in the Pi saga. I mean price, we start low and go higher over time.